Hey, how's it going? This is Melinda and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk to you and show you some of my favorite audiophile pressings. These are records that I truly enjoy. When it comes to my vinyl collection, I have a mix of first pressings, early reissues, a great sounding reissues that are later audiophile pressings. And my goal in my collection personally is just to find a great sounding version of a record that I can afford, whatever that may be. Sometimes it's a first pressing, sometimes it's an audiophile version. So I'm going to show you some of my favorites. I've got some of my favorites here in the background as well. Let's get started. I'm going to first show a jazz record. When it comes to jazz, where I live, jazz isn't easy to find. It's impossible to find a first pressing that's in great condition, that's also affordable. And I know there's some of you who have all of these wonderful jazz first pressings, and I say good for you. They do sound great. You started early on, and you've got an amazing collection. For me, I'm better off to stick with reissues. They are affordable, and it's just never been a better time to buy jazz records, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and get started with The Witch Doctor, Art Blakey, and the Jazz Messengers. This is a tone poet. It's one of my favorites. It rocks, it pops. It's a jazz record, but it just sounds incredible. And we have Lee Morgan on the trumpet, Wayne Shorter on tenor sax, Bobby Timmons on piano, Jimmy Merritt on bass, Art Blakey killing it on the drums on here. They always have these beautiful gatefolds, great album artwork for the covers, and they truly sound wonderful. So that one is one of my favorites from Blue Note. Also, I love that Chet Baker sings. It's a favorite. The next one I'm going to show is an Analogue Productions record. It is killer. One of my favorites, hands down. And you cannot beat the harmonies when it comes to brothers. Think the Beach Boys and the Bee Gees. Surfer Girl by the Beach Boys. This is a mono pressing from Analogue Productions. It sounds absolutely incredible. It's atmospheric. Their voices just float in the room when you listen. It's so incredible. The song Surfer Girl is so beautiful anyway, and soft and delicate. And then you hear In My Room, which is probably one of the best recorded songs of all time. So great. Little Deuce Coupe is also on here. It's just a tremendous sounding record. Great songs, great harmonies. Everything is perfect. And I really, really enjoy that one. This next one, they no longer make these records. This is an analog, an audiophile company that no longer exists. It is CBS, half-speed mastered. They're hit or miss for me. When they're on, they're really, really on. And I have a couple of duds too, I'm not gonna lie. But this one to me is fantastic. Toto 4. There's also a Speaker's Corner version that I've heard sounds really great, but I don't own. I have an original and I have this. And I know my daughter came over one day, she was sitting on the couch with me, and I played the intro to Africa on the original pressing, and then I played Africa on here. Within the first few notes, and she wasn't even really paying that much attention, but she spoke up, she said, "Mom, I can already hear the difference." This is a great sounding one. Toto has a place in my heart. I love the song Rosanna. I love everything on here. I think it's just a great one. Why Don't We Make Believe? Africa, of course. What a wonderful one. And that is amazing because there's so many of those CBS half-speed masters that are just okay. This next one is new, and I've collected several in this series because I think they're really worth having. It's a classical record, but I'm telling you, if you love Bill Evans, and jazz piano, there's a good chance you would love this. And you're straight from the master tapes. It's called The Original Source from Dutch Gramophone. And I'm going to just show you the title here. Hopefully you can read that. Franz Schubert, Introut. It's a gorgeous record taken straight from the analog tapes. It's gorgeous piano. Yes, it is classical. but it is a good intro into classical music. If you're wanting to get into something and you like piano jazz, I think you would also like this. Again, it's a wonderful series from Deutsche Grammophon. This sounds beautiful. They're all very, very good. If you want to build a classical collection, grab these and you'll be on your way. This next record is one I totally adore. It sounds fantastic. I play it a lot. Yusef Lateef's Eastern Sounds. This is the Craft small batch, Craft Recording small batch. It was very limited when it came out. It had a little bit of an ugly backfire because they sold out so quickly, like within 30 seconds these were gone. I had to trade a Taylor Swift record to get this, among other records that I really, really wanted. And I really, truly enjoy Eastern Sounds. I think this sounds absolutely incredible. And the Craft Recordings small batch records, I have yet to get one that I think sounds bad. So I've been really enjoying these. I don't have Lush Life, the very first one, but I've been buying them ever since I got this one. So another really, really great audiophile release. This next artist, a lot of you will laugh when I show you the record I'm going to show, because you would argue, and I might even agree with you, there's better records of his out there, classics. But this is Mobile Fidelity's Billy Joel, An Innocent Man. And I really enjoy that ballad. I love An Innocent Man. It's a beautiful one. I remember hearing it at high school dances. There's so much beautiful music going on this record, and a mix. It's some of the songs like Christy Lee have a little bit of a 50s inspiration. And then you get songs like Leave a Tender Moment Alone with beautiful harmonica. For the longest time, you hear those finger snaps, and it's just a very, very cool sounding audiophile record. If you enjoy Billy Joel and you love this record, it never sounded better than on this Mobile Fidelity version. It's truly gorgeous. This next record, again, a CBS half-speed mastered record. I would say this one sounds amazing, but I doubt there's a bad sounding pressing of this record. But wow, this one is mind-blowingly good. I just listened to it the other day. Band on the Run by Paul McCartney and Wings. I mean, so incredible. Let Me Roll It to You. Oh, so good. Band on the Run. It's really, really beautiful. Bluebird sounds fantastic. I mean, I'm just swept away with Paul McCartney's voice, the music, everything about it. And like I said, this is a well-recorded record, so you're not probably ever going to hear a bad copy of it. But this one really blows me away. It's my favorite, and I have several copies of this record. That one is killer. Next up, another Analogue Productions record that when you're sitting there, I highly recommend turn on your fireplace if that's the kind of fireplace, or start a fire in your fireplace. Sit back, get some bourbon or a Diet Coke, whatever you prefer. Put on Dream with Dean, a beautiful Analogue Productions 45 RPM record. It sounds like Dean Martin is alive and well and singing in your room for you. It is a concert, and it's so beautiful. Great songs. I really think this is one of Analogue Productions. I'd put this one up there. Surfer Girl, some of their finest work. Amazing. I really love that one. And I've talked about this. I'm going to just mention it briefly because I've shown this on my channel countless times, but I had to show it again. Dark Side of the Moon. This is the 30th anniversary version. Kevin Gray mastered. I highly recommend, if you ever see this 30th anniversary. I know a lot of you have the newer pressing and you're like, it's not going to get better than this. It gets better than that, in my opinion. If you have that other one, that's fine. I also like the Mobile Fidelity version. To me, this is unbelievably good. There is another version of a great record. The originals are very cool. They're going up in value. If you have one, you should check what they're selling for at this point. They're getting a little higher in value. But the originals are not the best sounding version of this record. And the best sounding, in my opinion, is Let me take this out of the package. MoFi, Mobile Fidelity's original master recording of Surrealistic Pillow. This is amazing. Krieg Wunderlich, Rob Laverde assisted, unbelievable sounding. Have I ever mentioned that I love Marty Balin? I hope I have, because I know I do. He's so great. And there's just killer stuff. White Rabbit will blow you away on here. I promise it would blow you away. But there's other great songs in here. Of course, the big hit, Somebody to Love, Today, is so beautiful. Oh, I love that, Coming Back to Me. I highly recommend if you can get this Mobile Fidelity version. It is so unbelievably good. And this next record I'm going to show is one that is a demonstration record. It's a promotional copy, and it beats my Mobile Fidelity version from the early 80s. I don't have the one-step, so I can't speak for that. I've heard it is top-notch. This is Donald Fagen's The Nightfly. This is the QuiX2 promotional copy, and it is mind-blowingly good. It is insane how good this record sounds. I really enjoy that one. In my top of my audiophile records. If I want somebody to hear something amazing, that's a good choice to put on and let them know what vinyl's all about. The Cars. Now this is a newer release cut by Kevin Grade. This is a Rhino audiophile series. This sounds absolutely amazing. I have yet to do a comparison with the MoFi version and this one, but I can't imagine MoFi beating this one. I would be shocked. I've always enjoyed the MoFi copy. I really enjoy this one too, and I had to give it props because I think Kevin Gray did an excellent job on that. Here is a Mobile Fidelity record that I absolutely adore. It sounds great, and I love this stereo version, but I have a mono version too. They both are great. It doesn't matter. They're great. If you have that Bob Dylan mono box set, the white one, you're good to go to. That one sounds killer, but I love Bringing It All Back Home. The stereo version really pops, and I love this album. This might just be my favorite. I love Subterranean Blues. It's just a really wonderful Bob Dylan record. If you're going to get a Bob Dylan audiophile record, I think this one might be the one to get. I highly recommend it. There are so many. Blonde on Blonde is great. Highway 61 Revisited is so good. This one behind me, The Times They Are Changing in mono, if you can get the mono version, wow, unbelievable. And now I'm going to pull out some big guns. These are incredible box set records, and I know a lot of you think, box sets are too big, I don't want them. These are worth it, I promise, trust me, okay? First off, this is a new release that's still available, Hotel California, The One Step by the Eagles. Oh my goodness, you guys, this is one of the best one-steps. It's one of the best audiophile records in my collection. I have been playing it non-stop. It is absolutely gorgeous. Krieg Wunderlich just knocked it out of the park. So fantastic. If you are into Hotel California at all, in my opinion, that has to be the definitive copy. And it's a lot less, I know it's expensive. I'm not saying it's not expensive. But some of those out-of-print records that everybody says sounds really, really good are even a lot more expensive than that. So I highly recommend it. Here's another one. Let me reach down and grab. This is a recent pickup, UHQR of A Love Supreme. And I do not have the 33 RPM version. This is 45 RPM. I knew this was going to be a one-step. I feel like when it comes to Analogue Productions and Chad Kassem, he was going to pick certain records to be on that Mount Rushmore of records that he's building. He puts those as UHQRs. And I knew A Love Supreme was coming when they announced Kind of Blue. So I waited. I had a 90s version that sounded okay. Put this one on though, 45 RPM. Oh my goodness, it is unbelievable. Blows me away. I'm so grateful that I have this. It sounds so unbelievably beautiful. And finally, I'm going to show a one-step that makes me so very happy. I'm so glad it came into my life. It is Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Such an amazing record. Of course, Immediately when I hear this, I'm traveling back in time to a time I really don't even remember because it was when I was a newborn, maybe not even born yet. But yet, I remember hearing Spinning Wheel all the time on the radio as a kid. The music on here, it's big band. There's a little psychedelia. It's very complicated. I can't imagine playing Spinning Wheel and learning all of the twists and turns of that song, along with You Make Me So Very Happy. Unbelievably upbeat song that has the most beautiful lyrics telling someone what they mean to you, to you. It's just, when I hear this full album and I hear that 70s sound, it's a little old-fashioned to a lot of people. I don't expect the next couple of generations to really just cling to this record, be honest with you. But wow, when I hear this, it just puts a smile on my face. It warms my heart. I love that sound. I love the time traveling instantly that I feel when I hear this. It just is unbelievable. And I did have an original pressing of this first. It's hard to find in clean condition with no clicks and pops. The album covers are usually pretty wrecked. You could probably still find an original, and I say the music is worth it. Yes, it's a little old-fashioned sounding, big band plays, his vocals, but I just love it. I love that early 70s sound, and the original is very, very good. Those early pressings are very good, but this is to die for. They knocked it out of the park with this. I mean, if you're going to get a one-step and you ever see this one for an affordable price, and you like that music, wow, it is a stunner, an absolute stunner. And all of these records are. Let me know what your favorite audiophile records are. I'd really love to know. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, hit the like button and the notification bell, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.